Hello everybody. So today we're going to take you through, with my model of course, we're going to take you through a couple of the progressions of a dying bug. I do believe by terminology, if we want to use the correct terms, it is called a dead bug. I prefer dying bugs because that's how everyone feels while they're working through it. But why don't we get started here? All right, so the first progression, we're going to have our arms up, so fingertips to the ceiling, as well as the legs. So if right away getting those legs up and getting into this position was painful for your low back, let's just gently lower those legs back down. So your first progression will then be just slowly raising each leg at a time. Again, one leg at a time. You're just going to alternate. This way you can at least get your body used to the motion before attempting to raise both legs. So moving forwards, we're going to have both those legs up. Now, I know with my model here, we don't actually have something behind her head, but if she were to set herself up against a wall, we're just gonna mime here. So with her hands there, she's pushing into the wall to give herself a little bit of extra help to engage her core. So bring those arms right back up. If you had troubles holding this position right here for 30 to 60 seconds while breathing and keeping your low back on the ground, you would actually start off with one of those two progressions we just showed. So either single leg alternating or hands pushed into the wall. So now next progressions after you are able to hold this position for, again, as I said, 30 to 60 seconds. We're gonna do single leg heel drops. So inhale, leg down, exhale, leg up. Once you are comfortable with this progression, you would add opposite arm to that leg. So as you can see, as the heel drops, the arm goes backwards. And your arm doesn't have to necessarily go back and touch the ground. Just get it going back as far as you can. All right, pausing at that top position there. So now, making things a little bit harder. Double heel drop towards the ground, keeping those feet nice and close to your bum. So the whole time you are lowering the legs and raising them back up, we don't want to see that low back lifting off that ground. So if someone had a hand under your low back, your back would not leave that hand. It would continually squish it. So once you feel confident with this, you would add in the arms. So both legs go down, both arms go down. And again, this is creating a little bit more instability in that middle of the body. Meanwhile, we are keeping it strong. We're keeping pressure on the floor through that low back. So now pausing at the top for us there. Once you are comfortable with that, the next thing to work on would be getting those legs in the double position further and further away from your bum. So let's just give us a couple examples here. So as you can see, she's reaching those heels further and further away from her bum. So obviously this would happen over a number of weeks. It wouldn't just happen right away. You wouldn't just go from heels model. I'll give you a break here for a second. So the progression wouldn't happen of your heels touching down right behind your bum right away and then straight legs. This is going to happen over a couple of weeks. You can do it with or without the arms and then add those in later. I do also want to mention model if you can bring your arms and legs back up, back to work. So you know how we were doing the single leg heel drop? There we go. Model knows what she's doing. So now with this one, you can also do the single leg reaching out as far as you can. So instead of tapping behind your bum, you would reach farther out. This could be another progression before you go to the double legs to make sure your body is able to handle the load. And again, this you could do the opposite arm and leg with. All right. Beautiful model. Thank you so much for helping us out today. Oh, she's going to give us a show. All right. So those are your progressions for the dying bug.